you don't have the right clothes or the right shoes or the right hair or the right whatever it is. Hey everyone, Kristen here. Thanks so much for joining me today. We're going to talk about why you can't meditate. Now, I might be kind of biased because I truly believe that everyone can meditate. But I also believe that there's some really good meditation myths out there, and we're going to bust them today. So let's get started. Okay, myth number 1 is that you don't have enough time. And I know that it can completely feel like this, but a lot of people are under the misconception that they need to set aside a crazy amount of time to meditate, that they've got to be meditating for an hour or 2 hours a day if they're really going to take it seriously. But this really isn't true. If you have 5 minutes and you can breathe, then you can take those 5 minutes, you can focus on your breath, and you're meditating. It's really important that you don't set a crazy expectation for yourself. Some days you really aren't gonna have the time. Some days it's gonna feel overwhelming to set aside an hour for meditation. But if you can set aside 5 minutes every day and consistently meditate for those 5 minutes, 7 days a week, that does so much more good for your overall mental health than squeezing in one hour meditation every 10 days. So trust me, if you've only got 5 minutes, you can do this really simple meditation. It's just like this. Breathe in through your nose. Breathe out through your mouth. You really want to try to keep the exhale as long and slow as possible and really pay attention to these breaths. If you can do this for 5 minutes a day, you're going to notice that it's the beginning of a practice. Some days you might have a few extra minutes. Sometimes you might want to check out an hour guided meditation or a 15-minute guided meditation, or you might want to join a meditation group where they meet weekly or monthly or whatever. But you can have the time. You just need to get realistic about the time that you can actually set aside for meditation. So if you can sneak in 5 minutes, then you can meditate. Remember, slow breath in through the nose, a long, slow breath out through the mouth. 5 minutes of that every single day, and you're meditating. Myth number 2 is that meditation has to look or act or seem a certain way, or that you have to embody a certain lifestyle in order to meditate. Now, I know that there's a lot of brands out there and people out there that are selling a meditation lifestyle. I want to tell you this: meditation doesn't have to look a certain way. It doesn't have to act a certain way. You don't have to look or act or buy a certain clothes or drink a certain tea or be zen all the time to meditate. So let's just bust that myth wide open. Meditation is for everyone and it can be so helpful in everyone's life. So you don't have to buy the skirt or the bracelet or the beads or the incense in order to meditate. It's just myth number 3. I promise I won't sing anymore. I tried meditation and it didn't work for me. And I'm going to bust this myth because there are so many different kinds of meditations, and I can almost guarantee that I can find a combination that works for everyone. So when we think of meditation, sometimes we can think of it really rigidly, but there's so many different kinds of meditation. There's so many different times of days. There's so many different styles. There's so many different time frames. So you might like 5-minute affirmations. You might like mantras in the morning. You might like binaural beats before bed. You might like to listen to meditations in Sanskrit. You might like to listen to them in English or Spanish or French. Who knows what language might resonate with your little brain? Okay, you might like to meditate in a group, so you might want to find a meditation group. You might like a one-on-one with a meditation teacher who can give you a lot more sort of guidance and make things specific for you and your journey. You might like to do a giant meditation. So it might be something where you like to go to one of these mass meditations. You might like to join a live meditation on Zoom. You might like to join a live YouTube meditation. You might like to meditate completely on your own. You might like to go for a walking meditation. You might like to listen to a Buddhist meditation, and you might like, God, I don't even know, because there's so many different kinds. I'm like, let me send you 25 different videos and different links, because I truly believe that there's a style, there's a time of day, there's a method, there's a group that works for everyone. So you just gotta try the things out. So if you would like some suggestions, I'm always up for helping people figure out the meditation style that works for them. So you can always send me a message, and Amanda and I will do our best to help you out. You can send it to our email. You can drop us a message on YouTube, on Facebook, on any of the ways. Myth number 4 is that people think that they are going to look silly. And this one always makes me laugh. Sometimes after a meditation class, someone will say like, oh, I hope I didn't look weird, or I hope I didn't fall asleep, or I hope I didn't snore, or I hope I didn't look funny. And I always say to people, I'm like, well, I tell everyone to close their eyes. And so if they're not closing their eyes, that's up to them. That's their problem. So you can't look silly. You can't look funny. You're closing your eyes. You're getting into your zone. I think it's really important to take the stigma out of it, to take that element of anxiety out of it for people. Everyone's wearing their yoga pants. Everyone's lying down on their mat. We all look pretty much the same. And like I said, I tell everyone to close their eyes, and if they're not closing their eyes, that's their own problem. So I kind of like in meditation groups when we're all in the same boat. I really don't care if people fall asleep during my meditations. If I've helped their mind relax to the point where they can have a snooze in a group full of people, then I feel like that's been successful. If people snore in my classes, I also don't care. I really don't care. I really don't care. I really don't care if people fall asleep. Myth number 5 is my mind won't be able to relax. This is a lot of people's fears. Now, I'm going to tell you this. For the first couple of times that you go to a meditation class, this might be the case. It might be hard for your mind to relax. The first couple times that you dive into meditation, it might be difficult. Your mind can and will relax. You've just got to stick with it. So like I said in myth number 1, pick your 5 minutes a day, continue to meditate every single day. It's a practice. If your mind has been working in this kind of chaotic manner for a majority of your life, it's going to take some time to retrain it. So just like anything that you have to practice to get good at, you have to practice at meditation. We're basically telling your brain, hey, I know that you usually react like this, boom, but today we're going to react like this. Right? It's just going to take some time, but I guarantee you, with some time, with some patience, with being gentle with yourself and being compassionate with your situation, you will be able to relax. If you're really struggling with meditation and you want to ask questions, I'm super happy to answer any of your questions. You can reach out at any time. Amanda and I would love to answer your questions. Yeah, if you'd like us to bust some more meditation myths, also let us know in the comments. It's one of our favorite things to do because we kind of specialize in people just getting into meditation. We find that we get a lot of these questions, and so it's really beautiful for us to be able to provide the answers. So keep asking the questions. We'll keep busting the myths. Thank you so much for watching. Have a really good night.